Oh, I started it. Hey guys, welcome to the show. I hope you have an awesome day. I hope everything is going your way because it's definitely not going mine. No, it is. I'm having like one of the best days ever. If I'm going to be honest with myself, um, my daughter is now out of the room. She was crying earlier, and now she's happy because she's not here, and that's great. Hey Trey, are you there?
I am here, Jason. How are you doing today?
I am vanglorious.
I don't think that's a word.
Is it? Is it not
But
a word?
you just made it one, and you should put it in the dictionary somewhere.
Yes, vanglorious. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing that. Vangloriousness. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to share things to things. And so that's fun. So oh, so hi. Give me a beatbox.
Okay.
Hey. Hello, guys. I only go wide. What am I gonna try if I flip down, fly? Only if I can't get it down. Why? What's my name is? Now I gotta try. Ooh, they call me Scalp the Psalm. I write songs over the phrases. I overcome bass drums, melodies. This is what I do. Did you understand what the light done true? Now we gotta make it because I still don't go. Man, I gotta rap because I still can't flow. Now you gotta do what I do. Now I'm tripping because I'm waiting for you and your whole crew stuck in the day, yelling out loud like they don't know what to say. Now I don't know what to say. Yeah, I feel it going right. Now I gotta rap every day of my life, and then I get through. Man, I'm waiting for you, and this is what we do. Oh, this is what we do.
Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows for you, flows for you.
Hey,
What's up,
What's
guys? How's
up?
it going?
I'm just chilling. I'm just pretending like I know how to rap.
That was great, guys. That was brilliant. Well done.
Appreciate it. We'll get so much more of that
brilliant.
later.
That's
Thank you,
great.
man. Appreciate
No
that.
worries.
I'm good. You good?
Yes, I'm good. What
Hey.
is everyone?
One's headline of the week.
Well, you probably don't want me to go first. So, do you want me to go first? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, I can.
I
guess.
I go first.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jason.
I just found out that Scout or my name and Sesame Street are going to be put in the same sentence.
That's amazing.
That sounds like a good time. I want to hear more about that here in a second. John, you can go next because I don't really have an exciting week. So
Yeah, well, I got knocked sideways and completely totaled by a partly disabled, paralyzed dog today, which was very impressive.
There you go. You'll tell us more in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Trey?
Man, I thought I had one and now I don't. I DJ'd in the woods.
Nice.
I DJ'd in the woods.
Well, I just found out that I wrote a puppet show that's a musical and a rap musical puppet show featuring my friend Saul Paul. He changed water back there. And found out that at the Children's Music Network a conference in November, they're going to show my puppet show on the same slot that they're going to be showing a new Sesame Street thing. So it's going to be like a puppet featurette. It's going to be mine and then Sesame Street.
Dude, that's phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
At a
amazing.
conference. So
You
Yeah.
can't get any higher than that in the puppeting world, I think.
no, there's nowhere else to go
No.
once you hit Sesame Street. So, and it is one of my inspirations of even doing a puppet show. So so crazy. I wasn't expecting that today when I woke up. So
Well,
Congratulations, Jason.
it's inspiring, mate. It just goes to show to anyone listening that if you just get inspired to do something and you go down that route, you can achieve something amazing.
yeah, I was waiting for you to make some old joke or something. Like even old people can do stuff with their life.
You can teach old dogs.
Saving
new tricks.
those places.
Oh.
You can teach old dogs new tricks.
All right, John, tell us about your accident.
Yeah, so I have a dog called Rhubarb, and I've had her for a long time. She's an amazing dog. I bought her all the way over from England to Greece. She had a problem with her spine. It's quite sad, but her quality of life and her attitude, and she's a happy dog. She has a great life. I take her out every day. I kind of like support her, and we have a good laugh. But today, like, she decided to go off on one. It was raining last night. She dragged me along. I had her under a towel, and I slipped on my ass, and she totally knocked me over.
Oh no!
So and I think that I just sometimes you get a glint in the dog's eyes, and I think they're laughing. I know maybe someone with the experience I have working with animals, I shouldn't say that, but I swear that sometimes they're hiding a laugh.
So she turned around, looked at you, and kept going, right?
She did, yeah, exactly. But then I had to stop her before she slithered down some stairs and did herself an injury. So, it's never a dull moment.
That's
amazing.
hilarious. That's
what type
awesome.
of dog do you have?
I've got 4 dogs here of my own, and then I foster and I do rehabilitation work for dogs from shelters as well. So I can have up to 8 or 9 dogs in my house at any one time, but I've got 4 of my own.
What type is the one that is, I guess, handicapped?
So I've got the matriarch. Her mother is a Rottweiler Staffordshire Bull Terrier cross. She's like a tank on legs.
That would do it.
She's an absolute beast, and she decided to get down and dirty with my neighbour's English setter.
Oh no!
And they were at it before I could stop them, and they created some bizarre puppies.
Interesting. That's awesome. Well, I guess some people think that's awesome. You probably might not think that's awesome, but
do you know what, mate? At the time, it was a disaster. But you go through these things, and it's one of those things. As you get older, you think, we'll look back at this and laugh,
right?
Because sometimes that's the only thing that gets you through certain situations, as you probably know.
Right, for sure. Because the dogs are probably awesome now. So
they're incredible, yeah. And they've got they take all the best. I mean, you're from America's a nation of people from all over the place, like mixing together and creating these incredible characters, and that's what life's all about. Mix it up, get involved.
That's awesome, man. Well, I will talk about my headline. I DJ'd in the woods. So I was out in the boonies. It's not quite the woods, but it wasn't quite a functioning building either. What I mean by that is it's an old high school that is no longer in operation. They only use it as a venue. And so their gym's like super old. And I guess you could say I DJ'd in an abandoned high school. That would have been a better headline have I thought about it beforehand. But anyway, this couple were setting a prom up for their daughter who she couldn't go to prom because apparently she missed too many days of school. Don't know why.
That's crazy.
It's that's pretty stupid that she couldn't go to prom. And so they basically invited the whole village. I guess it's several people from several different school districts and a bunch of her friends, and there's about 50 people there. And so I had a little, dance and DJ thing going on, and it was pretty nice.
You missed your headline. I DJ'd a black market prom in the woods.
That would have been amazing.
I'm still thinking about that poor girl that couldn't attend though, and
that's crazy.
It sounds like the beginning of a Stephen King film. Like a Stephen King book. The girl that couldn't come to prom, like she would come back to the prom and do something crazy.
Carrie.
That's what I'm getting in my head, like a Carrie kind of thing. Exactly.
Yeah, she. But yeah, no, I don't know why she missed prom. I mean, other than the fact that she missed school, I don't know why she missed school. I don't know if it was too many sick days, whatever. But it was kind of cool because they rigged the whole prom king and queen to where it was her and her boyfriend won prom king and queen, which was pretty awesome. So I announced them, and obviously everyone voted for themselves for whatever reason. And so then the parents were just like, hey, this is a 10 that you can pull out of, but this is the actual one you need to pull out of because everything else doesn't matter. I was like, perfect. It was really cool because my girlfriend got to come through, and she helped set up a little bit and then helped me break down, which always helps because as a DJ, breaking down is the worst part. Setting up's actually super fun.
I know the DJ part's the worst part about being a DJ.
No, because then afterwards you can just leave and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. I like everybody chanting. And I bet John agrees with me. I like my words hyping up the crowd. I don't like the idea of just playing music and then like I want people to pay attention to me the whole time. I don't want them to pay attention to music.
But that's why I go and dance with him out on the dance floor, DJ.
You know what?
Jason,
once you stop showing off.
I agree with you, mate. Because do you know what? There's a really bad like in Greece. A lot of the guys they do this fake thing with the thing in their ear, and I know that they've just got a playlist. Everyone knows that, and they're just there going like, and they're not doing. There's nothing going on in the ear. They're just ditting about. Sorry, excuse my French. They're just messing around, trying to look cool, and they're doing anything.
So the thing is unless you do like house or EDM or just like the genre that needs live DJing, no one uses turntables anymore. Really. I mean, like if it's more for a venue like a wedding or a party or whatever, people just want to hear the song. They don't care that it's your remix of it. They don't care that they don't want to even hear the beginning or the ending of the song most of the time. It's just we want the first, second, and third verse and all the choruses.
The impact.
And, they want the song. They don't care about the transition. They don't care about all that stuff. Anyway, I could talk a whole bunch more about that, but I really want to get into this next portion of the show so we can talk to you, John, about what you do for a living.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would love to talk about that as well because I'm banging to that kind of conversation, and in a way, there are relevant elements to what you're talking about with all the work I do.
But now it's time for a.
Hold up, not yet.
Wait, get ready.
It's time
for a quiz.
You're giving yourself such a great intro, and I was like, no.
It's okay. Well, again, StreamYard needs to figure it out with Stream Deck so that we can have transitional pieces on a button. Anyway, it's fine. So, John and Scout, I have a really cool quiz for you guys today. It's more geared towards random facts about life, but there are a couple that are more geared toward John. So, John, I know you've not been on the show yet, but what we do here is we do a quiz. You will answer any and all questions that I throw at you, and you guys will have ample time to go against each other and answer all the questions. It's just depending on who goes first, will get the first chance to answer the question. So
what time is it? What time is it where you guys are?
6:18 p.m.
So you're nice and fresh, nicely warmed up into the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Sure.
There's a bit of a handicap going on there.
In your eyes, John. I got you.
There's no chance I'm winning this.
I'm getting my excuses in early, and also I was totaled by a handicapped dog earlier, so maybe the handicap thing is is relevant to me.
Nice. All good. So without further ado, let's get into it. John, since you are our guest, you get first crack at the question. Also, by the way, there is a prize, and it's a nice little NFT that we may or may not be able to actually give to you, but it's there. So anyway, question number 1, true or false? Crocodiles can gallop like a horse.
True.
Okay. Jason, same question.
Nope. I don't need it. Doesn't matter if it's true. It's false because I don't want that in my brain. I don't want that.
Here's the thing, Jason. Regardless if it can or not, it's going to catch you.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm
nope,
fat?
Nope. Don't say anything. It's going to catch you. So anyway, it's true. Crocodiles can gallop like a horse. The crazy part about it is, and congratulations, John, for getting the first question right. A study published in Nature in 2019 noted that crocodiles have the full range of a quadrupedal footfall patterns used by mammals, meaning that they have the ability to gallop like a horse and occasionally do.
I've seen them in the wild, mate.
It's crazy, man. They're brutal, and they're a leading cause of death, and they're one of the leading causes of death in Africa. They are man eaters.
They're basically dinosaurs. When you see them in the wild, they're just dinosaurs.
They're terrifying.
That's it. They're just dinosaurs, and they're there living now. It's mental.
It's crazy, dude. Jason, second question. You get first crack. 1/4 of a newborn baby's body is made of water. True or false?
I think you're trying to trick me here. It's false.
Okay. John, same question. 1/4 of a newborn baby's body is made of water. True or false?
I think it's false as well. It's more than that. Must be more.
Okay, you guys are both correct. It's 3/4 of their body. So the correct answer is false. Congrats.
Big watermelon.
Great minds.
There you go.
That guy.
Jason's
sorry.
coming up.
That guy.
Yeah, I
Dang it.
It's
the
tough.
same thing.
StreamYard's tough.
Great minds, except for the pointing bit.
So you might remember from grade school that all humans are made up of mostly of water, but never more so than right after we are born. Newborn babies are 78% water, according to NASA, while adults drop down to around 55 to 60%.
Wow. Why is NASA studying babies? Shouldn't they be studying like space and stuff?
They study all kinds of different things.
Maybe they're studying in case a baby's born in space.
That's a really good point, mate. Really good point.
I would hope not. I mean, wouldn't that have a lot of strain on the newborn baby?
Well, maybe that's why they needed to test it to see.
That's
why they're doing tests, because say you're stuck in space for a long time with another person, you have baby. What happens? What
I would love to talk more. I would love to talk more about that, Jason.
And actually, we should be if NASA is studying babies, then we should be asking serious questions as to why they're doing it. Because if they're doing it for the reasons that Scout says, then it means that they're planning something.
Planning to colonize Mars, which they are trying to do right now. No, they actually are. I know somebody who is actually a part of the first settlement that will, once it is available, they will go to Mars. So it's a real thing. We can talk about it after the show. No, I promise. I promise.
No, I know. I just don't agree with it. Nope.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can agree or not agree. Anyway, let's move on with the quiz. John, the position you sleep in is linked to your personality. True or false?
False.
Okay. Jason, true or false?
True, because my daughter sleeps in an attack position at all times, so it makes sense.
So it is actually true.
Yeah.
According to the Telegraph, sleep experts have found a correlation between a person's preferred nightly position and their personality. For instance, people who opt for the fetal position may appear tough, but are actually sensitive souls right to their core.
Baloney.
How about somebody that looks like they're like what is that? What's that? Planking.
Planking? They just deserve to suffocate in their sleep. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I mean that's literally how I sleep, with just the pillow on my head.
I don't understand why you anyone sleeps face down. They're just gonna die. Like,
isn't that Darwin? Isn't that about Darwin?
Darwin.
If people sleep and they die, then that's
that's their fault.
Oh, natural selection.
Ouch, guys.
Natural selection.
I never thought about that, and then I also do have sleep apnea, so I'm just doubling it up. I'm like, you know what? At some point, I'm gonna try to suffocate my own self, and my body's trying to do it at the same time. Makes sense.
Moving right along, we have 2 more questions. We're gonna wrap up this thing so we can talk to John. Jason, tulips were once more valuable than gold. True or false?
True.
Okay, John, same question.
Yeah, it's 100% true. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Apparently, you guys know a lot about tulips. It is true. Initially, the tulip was a rarity only very wealthy could afford. At that time, a single Rembrandt type bulb reached the equivalent of $1,500, which is 10 times the annual income of a skilled craftsman or the price of a large house. That's buck wild, and it's a flower. And it's kind of neck and neck right now, but actually, I want to say John's in the lead. I think it might be neck and neck.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm serious though. I think
it's more exciting if it's neck and neck. So let's just say it's neck and neck.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna go with that.
Sudden death.
Right along.
Sudden
death. Are you ready? Yes or no? No.
Yes.
Jason's not ready. John is ready. Phenomenal. Awesome. Here we go. Jason, The sense of smell from a dog is blank times better than a human. Is it A, 10 times, B, 20 times, C, 30 times, or D, 40 times? 10, 20, 30, or 40?
20 times.
Okay. John.
Depends on the dog, really.
Average.
But I'll say 40.
Is that your final answer, John?
Yes.
I'm glad you answered that because that is correct. Congratulations. You win the quiz.
Oh my goodness, it's such an honor.
You
Can
want
I
to thank the
make a
Academy?
speech? I want to thank
go right ahead.
people. I want to thank my producers, my family, people that got me to this place. Without them, I'd be nothing. And I want to thank you guys for letting me on the show and to give me this opportunity to win this prize, which I think is going to elevate me in many ways to the next point in my life. So thank you.
It will, especially once you see it.
Especially once you win this complimentary Jaime NFT. So that is one of our friends. His name's Jaime, and it obviously does not look all like that. Jason spruced it up to make it look like an NFT, but you win that. Hopefully it'll be worth something someday, but it's there. Congrats, John.
I'm speechless. Thank you, chaps.
I'm happy for you. Let's move on. Why is John on the show, Jason?
Well, Trey, when I asked John what we do for a better year, his answer was not family friendly. But it made me laugh. So instead, I think John doesn't even remember what he put, but it made me laugh. So I just made up one and said, talk to dogs, sing songs, and help out. Why, John, do we need to talk to dogs, sing songs, and help out for a better year?
Well, what I do really in this part of the world, and I've done it in a few different countries, I try and teach kids the importance of our relationship with animals, because they teach us some of the best parts of our quality, like how to be kind, how to be consistent, how to be patient, how to be understanding, how to see when they've got problems, and how to try and help them. And for children who are going through trauma or are looking to improve the situation with animals that their parents have messed around in different countries, it's really important to look through the lens of caring for animals. And that's what I do. And I've done it in Zambia, and now I'm doing it in Greece. And it's just about saying that if we have a strong bond with our animals in our lives, we can learn a lot about ourselves.
That's a very good answer. One of the best answers we've had there. Trey?
I really appreciate that, man. I love animals myself, and there's a certain bond that you can have with an animal that you can't have with a person. And I don't want to say most animals, but I would say the normal pets give you this kind of unconditional love. Not that you feed and take care of them, but that's the reason why they would give that towards you. But I feel like there's something that I can bond in with a dog that I can't with a human. And you can talk to them and they're not gonna give you their 2 cents. That you're just gonna vent to them, and then you can hang around with them, and they will, there are certain types of dogs that will lay on your lap or lay next to you or just avoid you, and some people like that. But I love animals, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just fascinating. I mean, we live on this incredible planet, and we can get caught up in politics, the stuff that goes on in the news all the time. But at the end of the day, nature is so important. It gives us so many amazing things. And if we can reconnect with nature as much as possible, it takes us out of all the nonsense that we see on the TV all the time. Helps us to connect with ourselves. Helps us to be present, to connect with our families. And all of these things are important, and we get that from nature in general. And domesticated animals are just like a very specific version of that. It's still part of nature, as are we. And it's like the bridge between us as humans and then the nature, the natural kingdom. The domesticated animal is I see it as like a bridge, so we can actually, connect with the animal kingdom through this kind of bridge of domestication animal. That's how I see it.
Well, I know why Trey likes pets, maybe because he had no friends. But how did you get into? Nope.
That's not true. Anyway.
I know. I was trying to go for a joke. Gosh. But how
I could say a joke, Jason, but it might make you cry. And I don't want to make you cry on the show. So let's.
I say go. I say go for it. I want to watch this. Come on.
No, terrible. Look at it. He's already crying and hasn't said
Oh,
the joke yet.
You guys are cute. You guys are great. You can see you're close.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty close.
Yeah, we're only like
Not proximity, but
700 miles away from each other, something like that. So
close enough. Anyway,
yeah. All right. So, what got you into being a dog-human relationship expert?
It was partly because I realized quite young that all the things that I really enjoyed doing, like music and sports and work with animals and theatre and things like that, they're all about connection. Like connection is a thread that runs through everything that I like to do, and I think it's one of the most important things in life for us as human beings to get involved with things we enjoy doing, connecting instead of just being this kind of thing that's floating around doing whatever and following the herd. To try and find connection in everything we do is something that I find really important. And when I first started working with animals after I got kicked out of my rock band when I was in my early 20s for bad behavior, I found solace because it was something that I wanted to do, and I needed a new direction. I found solace in it, and I just realized immediately that it was something I was good at. The reason I was good at it is because a lot of people that work with animals sometimes have a problem with humans, and I can understand why, objectively, because they're jaded and they feel like they need to find something to connect with that isn't human. But I never had that problem. My mum's from Ireland, and we just don't have that problem, that culture that I'm from. So I always try and see the best in people, and so the connection between animals and humans made huge amounts of sense to me, because you need to have both. You need to have a connection with both if you want to do the kind of work I do.
I'm actually Irish myself, Irish and German. I don't know where I can trace my roots back to, but I take pride in that.
Yeah, so
Ireland.
No, that's amazing. I think it's interesting when somebody decides to focus on that. Well, I work with a bunch of people that work with children, and one of my favorites is his name's Lucas Miller, the singing zoologist, and he actually does these really cool songs about like learning about ecosystems. He has a song called Chimichanga where you get to listen about all the different animals, what they eat, omnivores and herbivores and that kind of thing. It's very funny. But how did working with kids involve yourself? Like, I assume when you first started, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna do the kids thing. How did the kids thing come into play?
Well, do you know what? Like, I worked in a few different countries, and everywhere I went, I was always welcomed with open arms. They were like, "Oh my God, you come over! Like, you're an expert. You can help," and it was great. So, but when I went to the island, the Greek island I live on, they did the opposite. They were like, "Listen, mate, we don't want you here. We don't want a foreigner to help us. Basically, go away." And I tried for maybe a year or more, and it was very frustrating, and I got nowhere, and it really upset me, and I had to pivot. So I wrote this book, an illustrated book, and because I wanted to put it out to vets or to families to help them, because they need it. They don't know the basic stuff, like give your animal water. Take it for a walk, stuff like that. That unbelievable stuff, like you wouldn't imagine. And bizarrely, the book got picked up by a charity, and the charity passed it on to a government agency, and the government agency gave it a rubber stamped approval to be in the national curriculum within like 6 months.
Oh wow!
So,
wow! Congrats!
I had nothing to do with it. I mean, it was blind luck. Someone obviously had I don't know what happened. Whoever rubber stamped it must have had something really pleasant happen to them that morning or whatever. And they went into work and they were like, "Hey, let's just rubber stamp this."
Did you ever have you a random lady that looked like she had a super crush on you that you might have waved off accidentally?
Do you know what? It's like, it was just bizarre. So but sometimes that happens, and that makes, again, like you were saying earlier about we talked about your friend earlier. You've got to, like, your Muppet thing. Jim Henson thing, you've got to just you've got to just keep putting stuff out there and following your drive and your ambition and your passion. And if nothing comes of it, you've still done the process. You still enjoyed the process. But if something good happens, it's much more likely to happen if you keep doing it. So that's a little message to pass to people, because it did happen for me and it's happened for you, and it's just about keep going and enjoy the process.
Yeah, that's amazing. Trey, you have a question?
Yeah, I had 2 questions. First, kind of personal question, and the second we can pivot into just kind of what you do with dogs. But I think you kind of popped a question in my mind. What do you feel about all the invasive species that are all over the world that, mainly partially due to people getting pets that are considered exotic pets, and then they're like, oh, this is more than we can handle, or I didn't do my research, and then they go and release them wherever they are, Florida.
Yeah.
And so like pythons, for example, or snakeheads, or anything. It's just not supposed to be there. Like there's raccoons in Texas and Utah, and they're just not supposed to be there. And I don't know if that's necessarily a pet thing, but that's more of a migrational thing and whatever. But pythons and snakeheads and all kinds of different things. What do you feel about that, or what could you give to the general populace saying, hey, let's do a research?
Wow, that's a hell of a question. Well, I think the first thing you have to remember, like the most invasive species of all is us. We are the most invasive species. I mean, do you know what? Like animals and people included in that we're all incredibly adaptable, and that's the most amazing thing. But if you ever travel, like I've traveled a lot, and when you go to a new place on your own, when you land there on your own, it can be terrifying. You're out of your element. You don't know the language. But the ability to adapt to your surroundings. Look at people that go to war, and people that have had. I mean, we live in like cotton wool land these days, but our ancestors that had to go through horrendous things. They adapted. You adapt. We adapt, and animals adapt very quickly. So I think it's really important to, if you're looking at something like that, to not think necessarily about the end part of that question. It's about like what drove people to do that in the first place, and should they have been allowed to do that? Who's the geezer? The Colombian drug lord who's a really famous one, and he's got hippos, and he bought hippos, and
oh no,
yeah, know the guy. I mean, yeah, the guy with the moustache.
Chapo? Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo, exactly. Yeah. So he basically bought loads of African animals over, and
they're still there.
They can thrive. They can thrive because it's a similar climate, but the biggest problem is what you had in Australia and New Zealand when it was first colonized. Is like you have a species that didn't have a predator, and then a predator comes along and it's screwed. So it's unbelievably sad, and the amount of animals that get wiped out is absolutely tragic. But it's been animals have been wiped out since the dawn of time. It's part of life. Death is part of life. But if we can, now we know more, we should be able to say, look, let's not make this mistake again, because people need to learn from their history, like everything.
Yeah,
I think it's crazy that there's literally, I don't know if there's a season, but I mean, for example, there's a time of the year, or it just naturally happening all year round. But lionfish, for example, are an invasive species, and they literally eat anything smaller than them.
Yeah,
which goes for any and all fish. So
they have lionfish in Greece, and it's not from around here, and they have lionfish here, and they've come recently to the area, and you can see them in certain parts of where I go, where I take people snorkeling or whatever. And they won't bother humans, and they are very poisonous, but they're awful for the fish around here.
In Florida, we're told to kill them, like on site.
Yeah, you we're told that in Greece as well.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now, would there also be an order for Smurfs if we had an invasive species of Smurfs? Like, so if you saw a Smurf, you'd have to just take him out right then. They'd be like, "Howdy ho! Get this, Smurf! You can't be here."
Yeah, I mean, like, I think certain cultures are more reactive than others, and certain cultures. Are more...
I love how John just pretended like I didn't just talk
He's
about
like,
that.
yeah. So
back to life.
No, mate, do you know what? If a Smurf came into my vicinity, I would just go large with that Smurf. We'd be going large. We'd be going large. I'd be putting a grill on. I'd be cracking out some tequila. I'd be getting out the instruments, and we'd be going large.
Nice.
I thought.
I would do that with pretty much anything and anyone, but the Smurf would definitely get a little bit of extra kudos.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, cool. So dogs. What the human dog relation thing? Explain that.
Yeah. So okay, a lot of people they conflate a lot of ideas. Like the Cesar Millan one's the classic one. The Americans love that because it's like, it's a TV format. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a TV format. It's like the dog does the thing, and the guy's going, oh, and he eats my donuts, and then the guy goes a few times, and then at the end the guy walks away, and the dog's fixed. And it's great TV, and it's a perfect format. TV producers want a format that just works and works and works, because that means they need to make no effort, and they get ratings, and they get loads of money. But the problem is what that does is it creates a culture of people who just want a quick fix. It's a bit like you read on everywhere you go on the internet, take this pill and you'll be thin, or take this pill and you'll be really handsome. And people aren't willing to go, well, maybe I should do some work towards it, and think about it a bit. And it just buys into that culture of quick fix. And I go against that and say, if you want to cultivate a relationship with your dog, then you need to think about it in the kind of same way as you would the way that you build a relationship with your friends, your best friends, with your family. I'm not trying to say that your dogs are the same as your family, but there are elements there's parallels. There are elements where they dovetail, and there are elements where they don't. And I'm just trying to say, build a relationship so you understand each other, and you understand why your dog is doing a certain thing, and they understand why you're doing something, and think about it a bit, and start, instead of being reactive, which is what everyone is nowadays, reactive about everything, get ahead of it, think about what you want, and make that happen. That's what I do.
Okay. Awesome. Do you feel like... Go ahead, Jason.
No, keep going. You're good.
No, go. I'm done.
Oh, no. If you're going to stay on that same topic, it's fine. I'm going to ask a different question.
I was going to say, I've seen a ton of dog whisperers or trainers or whatever that within 10 minutes or under 10 minutes can make a dog more or less docile. A dog's on a muzzle or something of that nature, and it's really aggressive because you're coming towards their owner or whatever. And quite frankly, dogs protecting their owners should be a natural thing. But when it's around people that are not being aggressive or being, anything towards the owner, it should be calm. It should be reserved. I mean, do you feel like there's a quick way to kind of relax your dog? Or I know all dogs are different, but what do you feel about these quick fixes? I know you said that that's not really a thing, but
no. Listen, it is a thing. So when I go into a session, I always do the same thing. Basically, I go into the house, I meet the people in the house, and I go into the house and I focus on the person, and I just go in there, and I first of all I keep my body language, my physiology, my heart rate, my voice, everything very, very calm, and I focus immediately on the owner, and they expect something completely different. They expect me to be focusing on the dog, and I do the same thing. It's the same thing every time. I just talk to them. I make eye contact. I relax. I can see the dog in my corner of my eye and whatever, and I just keep everything calm. And it's the opposite to what the person expects, and it's the opposite to what the dog expects. Perfect. So the dog's running around going, and I've heard all this stuff on the phone about what's wrong with the dog on email. And I just don't pay any attention to it. I just come in and I'm talking and I'm relaxing. And then all I'm doing is I'm waiting for the split second where the dog just goes, this is not getting me anywhere. and it just kind of steps back a bit, and then I'll gently be like, hey, how you doing? And if the dog comes back up like into the red zone, I just drop out, talk, and sometimes the owners look at me going, I'm really happy you're here, but why are you not paying attention to my dog?
Right.
And I'm like, I can see it in their eyes. I'm just like, okay, it's okay. And I have this again, this Irish ability to just blag and talk nonsense and talk about the CD collection or the curtains or something, and just distract people. So they're not thinking about the dog. They're just thinking about something else. Something that I use a lot of this kind of distraction technique, similar to what magicians use.
Sure.
And eventually, yeah, it's misdirection. Exactly. And then the dog is like, it's getting nothing. And this is the frequency of this is extremely high. It doesn't works all the time, but I can literally pretty much say after a while, like, once the person's engaged with me and has almost forgotten about the dog will have forgotten about both of us and sitting there. And I'll be like, where's your dog? And they'll be like, oh, it's sitting there. Never does that normally. And I'm like, well, you see what the dog's doing now. There's a reason why it's doing that. And I explain it, deconstruct it. So all that says in a nutshell is like, you know, you got to, what you feed, what you reinforce is what you get more of. That's the way the frequency works. So I know it sounds really simplistic, but once the dog is kind of pacified a bit and a bit more chilled, sometimes you have to be pretty strong. Sometimes the dog can be jumping and be really annoying and stuff. But generally, if you keep you have to resist that. We want to react all the time. When your kid does something annoying, you want to go, "Oi, shut up!" You know. And the Greeks are stunningly reactive people. Like, you know, they're just like, you know, it's just going.
Taking a second.
Yeah, and that also teaches us a lesson about how we react to things generally.
So, Jason, I'm sorry. I need one more question answered. Hopefully it's really quick. I'm not trying to hog the show. My parents' dog used to be really calm, cool, and collected.
You knew this was going to happen, John.
Yeah, where can I invoice you?
Right. I just wanted your opinion. I don't need a fix or anything like that. Dog
just
used
imagine,
to love me.
Scout, just imagine if I was a doctor. He'd be like,
I know. He does it all the time. He does it all the time. It's like, bro, she does not have time to set you up on a date.
If this didn't bother me, I wouldn't bring it up. Right. I literally could pick up the dog like a teddy bear, could cradle it, hold it, put it in my lap, whatever. It wanted to leave, I'd let it leave. It recently, I picked her up. She started growling. I turned to her and she literally struck me in the face. Like she bit me. And
did you break the skin?
Yeah, I was bleeding underneath my nose. So it like her tooth literally got caught inside my nose and scraped it. And so I put her down real quick.
As in you dropped her to the ground.
Sure. So literally for me, I was insanely frustrated because I'm like, what did I do? Because this is random behavior. And what I think is happening is my little sister, youngest sister, who this dog is not fond of because she picks her up like a rag doll rather than a teddy bear.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you've already answered the question.
Yep.
I mean,
she's not fond of it anymore.
Yeah, listen, like one of the reasons I've done this education program in Greece is because a lot of the kids are very entitled. They're entitled in the sense that if you take your dog out on the street and the kid wants to come over and just grab it, the parents won't say anything. They're not taught to be like, excuse me, your dog's really lovely. Do you mind if I say hello? Is it okay? Does your dog? It's not ingrained in the culture to do that, and it's you know, you wouldn't just go and grab something off someone or sure. You know, just go up to someone and say I like your hair and start ruffling it. You know, what's happened is the dog has developed a defense mechanism for saying like this is really unpleasant and it doesn't really matter who the person is. You know, if just to pick up a dog and put it on your lap, it's not massively natural. You know, what you should be doing is encouraging the dog to be like, okay, to teach them to say, if you want to come up, then tell me you want to, and then we can do that. Yeah, we can. Yeah, exactly. That's a conversation, isn't it? It's like it's a bit like, you know, if you when I'm teaching people about training their dog, I'm saying give your dog choices. Sometimes you can load the deck so the choice is being made that you want it to make, which is another thing. We do that with our kids as well, you know. But a lot of the time, if the dog is being coerced, then that can cause a reaction. But if the dog makes a choice, then it won't cause the same reaction. So what's happening there is the dog is just basically saying, "I'm fed up with this. Get out of my face." And you cannot blame the dog for that, I'm afraid.
Yep. And
I mean,
sucks.
the people involved need to have a conversation with the little girl, and there needs to be basically the key thing for all relationships. And I don't want to be a preacher or anything. Is for me is boundaries are everything. Boundaries more important than anything else. Even like love and respect and that. Like boundaries, keep some boundaries, and once you kind of know where the boundaries are and everything's cool, and you're like, I'm not going to do that anymore, then that is part of the love and the respect that comes afterwards. But in my opinion, you've got to draw these lines, and you've got to do it, because once you do that, and once the behaviour is in place, then you can relax the boundaries a bit. But up until the physiology, the brain, the body is comfortable and calm, up until that point, then the boundaries should be like, you know, as rigid as they can be.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
I
I have more questions, but I'm good for right now. So
we're running short on time, so I'm only having one question on music. But we'll gladly just have you on the show again, where Trey can bring the dog. I'm just playing.
I mean, sure, it's a Cocker Spaniel. If that means anything.
You can fly me out if you like. I'll come.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh, we'll have a live show.
Why not? Why not, mate? We can have a jam.
Yeah,
we can get the dogs jamming. It'd be great.
So one of the things, I showed on my feed was your song "Underdog" that you did with the Greece, with the Greece government. I think, is that how that worked out?
No, we did it. I did it with a couple of. I had the idea about it because it's about speaking for. It's the old cliche, speaking for animals that can't speak for themselves. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what the song's all about. And I'm really lucky that I met two Greek artists who would just listen to my harebrained idea, and I just spoke to two of them, and within like a day the song was written.
Yeah, and they're very good. They're very good.
Yeah, they're amazing.
As a rapper, I was like, oh, that guy can rap. That guy's a good rapper.
Well, I think the girl's incredible as well. She's incredible.
I thought that it was awesome. But I think, as I said, as somebody that works with kids, gets to do music, gets to do the things I love all at the same time. Was it cool to be able to do a dog song and do the music thing that you love all at the same time? Like,
well, do you know what? Like when you try and do something in a place where they don't necessarily want you to do it,
sure.
You have to, if you just knock on doors all the time and they say, like, go away.
Sure, I know what you're thinking.
I did a good little.
That was good at it.
And then you need to sometimes find a different avenue. I'm not saying that people should do this. Maybe like break into a window, or no. So people won't go with what I was saying. So I thought I'll try some different angles. Where are my skill sets? Okay, I can write a book. I can write a song, and it's proved to be very effective because people see that I'm not messing around. I'm really committed to this, and it's difficult to ignore me when I'm coming at them from all these different angles.
There is a question I really want to answer, so it's going to be a little longer. I got to go, but it's fine. What made you want to go to Greece? Knowing that they were going to respond the way they did.
No, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. Do you know, if I would have gone somewhere like Norway or like Finland or even America, people would have been like, "Wow, you've got lots of skill. You can join our group," and I would have been like, "Yeah, great. I'm joining your group. Yay!" And I would have been fine, and it would have been great. But do you know what? Because I was given so much flack and I had so much pushback, I achieved like 10 times more than I would have done in the country where I was accepted. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I realize now that by coming up against so many obstacles, I've actually become much more rounded and created a lot more than I would have done if I would have gone to a place where I'd been accepted. So there's a lesson there.
Yeah, no, I've been there. I've been way more effective in those situations, but that's amazing. Your whole story is great, and I wish we had more time to talk about it. But now it's time for a wrap, and so we're gonna make up a song about everything we just talked about. Is there anything you'd like me to add into the song that we didn't talk about? Is that you that's making the echo noise? Let me see. Let me check something real quick. Or is it me?
Check, mic 1, 2.
Hello.
I don't hear it anymore.
All right, cool. Oh, there it is.
Actually, I just did. Let
me see if I can fix this mic. Give me a second. No, echo cancellation is on his. Is it me? 1 2 1 2. Oh well, it should be fine, right? Bit. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't hear you right now.
All right. So, is there anything you'd like me to add into the song that we didn't talk about?
I just want you to add lots of quality and wit.
I will try my hardest. And then Trey, why did I say Trey? You're going to do a beatbox. You don't need me to explain it. If anybody's in the comments, you put one word, I'll use it into the song. Don't put them all together. And
so if you want to put one thing in, if people want to hear about my philosophy and what I do, they need to check out the Positive Pet Academy.
I got you. I'll put it up in a little bit.
And that rhymes with philosophy. So I've kind of given you that.
We actually should have given you. Do we normally give a plug before or after the rap?
We normally give it before, but I gotta go, so you can do a plug after we're done with the rap.
Like in 10 minutes or like in 5 seconds?
As in, let me do the rap because I literally have to leave by 6 to start my other.
Okay, let's get it going.
All right. So, all right, and then you can finish the show off, Trey.
So, John, what is your stage name? Your nickname, anything, your rap name, anything that you got.
Johnny G.
Johnny G. Perfect. All right, let's get it.
Yo, we got DJ Sound Effects, Johnny G, and Scout the Psalmist on the mic. Let's get it.
Here we go. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Johnny G is just chilling now. He woke up this morning thinking he was going to have a great day, only if he couldn't say. But his dog came running his way, and he was like, not okay. He didn't tell you the whole story, in fact. He had a towel on. He was running the jack. Then the dog started going. That towel went off. Everybody saw the show. They were thinking it's off. I never seen soft, only if it's stuck in the day. And the dog was chilling like, hey, I didn't play for that show, man. What are you doing? If I was trying to break it back and now I'm pursuing little times. Now we're busting like little rhymes. All these people telling them, F you. I don't find. See that you define. Wait for your rhyme. I don't need no dude to show me how to talk a dog's eye. Only if I can't try. Teardrop roll down his eye. He was like, oh no, I cry. Then he wrote a book with kids all in fact. And next thing he knows, he's a national hero, Jack. Now we get it gone when he write a song tripping. Now we sitting here like rap songs to living. Now he knows 1 time and 2 time and 3. And yes, he paid Trey, so he won the quiz, G. I'm just saying, only if I can't go down, then I gotta breathe, cause I rhyme my own sound, yelling out loud like I am profound. And yes, it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now for my dude, and somehow he do cool, only if he can't, cause he gotta be ooh. I started the drool with face down my go, but now I'm looking like a big dog. Oh no, oh go, what am I saying? I gotta flow, predetermined occupation, doing what I know. I'm sitting here with Sesame Street, I never be. I'm rapping with Big Bird, yes sirree. What a crazy day for me. But guess what, Trey? You were in the woods being a DJ. Little scary time, but you could never see some dude with a chainsaw gonna chase you, G. Only if I can't see the black market prom. You gotta breathe for the lifetime, feel them all. And I can get it cause I gotta hear the call. And now I'm giving cause I'm letting what I'm yelling, y'all. Nobody giving me words, and if it's absurd, only if I am a nerd, break it back until it's sure. Yes, I like me Star Wars, like it me good. Only if I can't bring it down, welcome to my hood. Oh, yes, he's in Greece, bro, but he's from the UK, he's from London, and he know, but he don't go. Only if he can't go, then my heart explodes, because I gotta rap, oh, no.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, that was easily one of the best ones I ever did here, Trey.
That was pretty good, man. I was like, what is he gonna rhyme with here?
That's
When you were
fantastic.
talking about me, I was like, interesting. What's
Yeah,
what's
I,
he
I
about
wasn't
to
sure.
say?
I mean, I had a lot of like, I was trying to do stuff and I would have issues, but I'm like, it'll work out.
Yeah, you guys are both great, man. Thank you so much for everything.
Of course, John. Thank you for being on the show, bro. Thank you so much for plotting some time out and coming on.
Yeah,
No, it's my
I'm
pleasure.
gonna go. So Trey's gonna close out the show, do all the things. But thank you so much, John. If you have anything that you want me to edit and send to you, so you can send it out onto the internets, just tell me in the text. Okay.
All right, mate. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
guys.
Take care.
I'm gonna be salty a little bit on the the sponsors, but I'll do my best.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about them. They're not paying us anymore. So.
Okay, cool. All
right.
right, Jason. Thanks for coming on, man. Love you, dude.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
All right, sweet. So, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show and just watching us here. And we are Flows for You. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. We're on TikTok as well, where we have a whole bunch of shorts and reels on there where we just do funny clips from the show. Most of the time, it's improv. This entire show is improv. What am I talking about? But we just thank you so much for always supporting us. That's basically all I have. You've been such an amazing guest, bro. Thank you so much for coming on and just talking about nature and animals and how we can connect with them and how to better understand how we can connect with them and that they aren't just something that needs to be fixed, that they also need to be understood in order to be helped. And also, I'm so sad that we didn't get to talk more about just your musical aspect, but you can totally feel free to come back on the show, man. You've been a great guest. And so wait, I do have one more question before we get going here. Greece. You kept mentioning, are you in Greece right now?
Yeah, I'm in Greece. Yeah, I'm on a Greek island.
That's awesome. And so and you said you help do scuba. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
scuba
snorkeling.
dives and stuff.
Yeah,
Snorkeling.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when you live, I mean, I have quite a disparate life. So I do like paddleboarding. I do I do windsurfing. I just do as much outdoor stuff as I can. I have a rule that between basically May and November, I don't even watch TV. I'm outdoors all the time, every day. And if I'm not, I'm in a bar, either playing music or chilling out in the beautiful outdoors, like drinking wine, like relaxing with my mates. And then when winter comes, I can enjoy my Netflix and my films like everyone else. But I just have this beautiful outdoor life, which I love.
That sounds like an amazing. I actually, what was that? I follow this guy. He lives in. It's not the Philippines. I think it's closer to Indonesia. But he literally, all he eats is the fish that he
catches.
He catches. Not skewering. Wow. Harpooning, but there's another. It's another phrase.
Okay. Well, it's an amazing way to live because everything that you do, you're responsible for. You don't have to be responsible for anyone else, and it's very sustainable and it's extremely healthy.
Dude, that sounds like an amazing time. And
well, mate, listen, if you ever want to travel to Greece, you drop me a line and I'll put you up.
Sounds like we need to have a conversation.
Mate, of course, listen. I mean, I'm truly my mother's son, and I welcome anyone that wants to come and visit.
I really appreciate that, man, and I will have to send you a message. But to close the show out, I'm going to put on a little bit of music here, and you are my therapist for the next couple of minutes here. We don't have that much time, but it's going to be a little bit funny because you basically are going to ask me 3 questions, and I have to yes and, meaning whatever you say, I have to say that is a part of my life, and this is the reason why. So it can literally be about anything. You can make it up on the spot, but that time starts now. Okay. And this is my therapy session with Jon Garstang.
Okay. If you could have a habit that would be the best thing that you do first thing in the morning, what would it be? The ultimate habit.
My ultimate habit in the morning would probably be to punch crocodiles in the face and live, obviously. I mean, just having that adrenaline rush of running into the water and punching the first adult bull crocodile you see just in the face.
Okay, great. That's a great answer. And the second one, what would you say to your anger management therapist when you go there next time?
This is a great question because, you know, right after this session, I have my anger therapy session. And
there's a reason I'm good at my job.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate the session. So I'm not sure what I would tell them because that's really that's what I do every morning. So if I get out of sync, I feel like the anger would only increase because that's my outlet, you know, to just go and punch a giant crocodile in the face because that gets all my frustration out. So I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I think lay off the crocodiles, mate. If you had to choose one pleasurable activity to do for the rest of your life, and only one, what would it be?
That's a great question. I would have to say ride on the back of blue whales.
Oof.
Blue whales or something giant and aquatic of that nature.
I think it would definitely improve your flexibility as well, like with the whole leg splaying. Yeah,
for sure. I mean,
so there's extra benefits to be had from it.
And then, you know, it's a blue whale. It's one of the it is the largest animal for that matter in the world. So I mean, I could use its back as a springboard. So I mean, I could even do acrobatics off of that since I'm so flexible from sitting down on its back all day.
Yeah, I think I like your way of thinking. It's correlating a whole bunch of stuff into like one like beautiful experience. I think it's great. Says a lot about you, Mr. Essendufks.
Perfect. Jon, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. You've been a blessing to have on the show. I really enjoyed talking to you. Scout would say the same. But we don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you want to get to bed and have some other things going on, but everybody who has watched the show or listening to the show, we'll see it in the future. Please feel free to hit that giant like button on our stream. If you're watching on Twitch, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that like button.
So if any of your listeners are having any issues with their dog, then if you look on positivepetacademy.com, you'll find my solutions, and you can talk to me, you can reach out to me, and I'll help you personally.
Positivepetacademy.com, folks. If you need relational questions answered with your pets, please.
Or you just want to talk, if you just want to talk nonsense with me as well,
Jon's the guy to go to.
No extra cost for that.
So let me put that up really quick. Give me that link really quick. You said
it's positivepetacademy.com.
This is not the link, but you can type this in, positivepetacademy.com. Yeah. Good thing I'm good at spelling. I'm not. So anyway, that's the link right there, folks. Please feel free to hit him up. But this is the end of the show. We love you guys so much. Flows for you. Flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Jon,
lovely. Thanks,
awesome.
mate.
Thanks, bro. Feel free to stay on if you want to, but if you got to go, you got to go. I understand.
All right, mate. Thanks.
Take care, guys.
Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows to you, flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you, flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you, flows to you.